Hi everyone! In this video, we'll walk through how to create a geotagging project and create annotations. Click on New Project. Provide a name for your project, say geofencing. Let us also provide a relevant process name as well. Since we need accurate geographic information, let it be Verify Region. Now, let us select the project type as Annotation to complete the step. Once that's done, click Next to continue. We don't have any project documents to upload for this example, so we'll skip that step and move directly to the Input Fields section. Here, we've already have the default media URL field. Let's import more fields using the Import option. Since this is a geotagging project, we need to change the field type for the media URL field to map. Let us do that using Field Type options. Now we have the required input fields. Next, in the Output Fields section, we have classes and annotations. Let's create a few classes for this project. For example, we'll add a class called Residential and define its attributes. Here, we'll use a drop-down attribute called Type and add the possible values such as apartment, flat, independent house, villa, gated community, slum, etc. Let us save and add another class called Commercial and configure its attributes in the same way. Add an attribute called Type and let the possible values for this be retail store, office, restaurant, warehouse, factory, etc. Once the classes are created, save your changes. Now you see both the classes in the list here. Let us save and close the panel. If your project requires a large number of classes, you don't have to add them one by one. You can simply download the provided template, populate it with all your classes, and import it back into the project. Now, let's move on to the next step. In the quality workflow, we'll choose the Maker-Checker workflow. We'll also add an additional execution level for quality control, or QC. Since there is no process logic required for this project, we can proceed directly to the Advanced Settings section. Let us skip the other steps. In Advanced Settings for geotagging projects, one important configuration is the base map URL, which is our background map layer for the project. Enter the required base map URL here. You'll also notice an option to configure RGB band selection if your use case requires custom visualization. Since it's not needed for this example, we'll leave it unchanged and continue to the next step. Finally, add the required users to the project. Click on Users, then Add, and select the required users from the drop-down. Once that's done, let's create a dataset and upload our tasks. We'll assign a priority to this dataset. Remember, higher numbers indicate higher priority. Since we're working with a single batch, this configuration is sufficient. Select your input file and upload it. You can import data either from your local system or directly from cloud storage if the cloud storage has been configured already. For this example, we will import the dataset from local system. We can select any input format from the Select Format dropdown and import the dataset. We've successfully imported 80 tasks. Let's take a look at the task interface. Open My Tasks, and you'll see the imported tasks listed here. Get task for our project. The configured base map is displayed in the main workspace. On the left-hand side, you'll find the available map layers. If your base map URL contains multiple layers, they'll appear here, allowing you to switch between them easily. You'll also find measurement tools for calculating distances and areas. To create a measurement, simply select the tool, mark the required points, start and end. Click Finish Measurements to complete. The calculated result will then be displayed for reference. You will see the measurement when you hover on the drawn line. Let's explore the annotation tools. Suppose we want to capture a road. We can use the polyline tool to trace its path. Finish the annotation by clicking on the last point in the polyline. On the
So on the
right-hand
right side,
side,
you can
you'll
actually
see the
see what
classes we configured earlier, such
classes
as
that we defined
residential
in
and
task set.
commercial.
So we have residential
After
and
drawing the
commercial.
annotation, simply
So we have
assign the
created
appropriate
this
class.
as a
For this example,
residential
we'll label it
class.
as
As you can see, when I
residential.
hover on it, it will give
If
me
you
the
hover over the
class.
annotation, you'll be able to
Let's say
view
we
its
want to
assigned
cover some
class.
area using a
Now, let's annotate an area
you can
using the
just zoom in
polygon tool, typically used for buildings and
polygon
plots.
for that.
Zoom into the required region and draw the polygon around the required area that needs to be
Now
tagged.
let's say this is
Once
also
completed,
residential.
assign the desired class.
Similarly, we can use the
Similarly,
bounding box.
you can use the bounding box tool whenever rectangular annotations are more appropriate. If you already
Let's
know
say
the
you have
latitude and longitude of a
for
specific
particular
location,
region. You can just
enter
click
the
the eraser
coordinates and
say
click Go.
It will take you to
The
that
map will
region.
navigate directly to that region.
Let's say you want
To remove
delete,
annotations, you have two options:
the
delete
created
individual
annotations. You can
annotations
just either
or
delete the
delete
single
all
one or
annotations at
delete
once.
all option.
For example,
Let's say I want
selecting the
to delete
single delete
single.
option
I can
allows you to
delete
remove a
this
specific
and say
annotation from
delete.
the map. If you prefer a cleaner workspace while
And then we
labeling,
have in
you can
case you
hide
don't want
annotation
the
tooltips
tooltips
using the
to show up when
tooltip
you're
toggle
working on
option.
the labeling, you
On the
can use
right-hand
this
side,
option to hide
the
the tooltip.
interface also displays the total
And then
number of
we also,
annotations
whenever we
created
draw
during the
annotations, the
task.
total number of
The number
annotations drawn
updates
will
as we
be
draw
shown here.
annotations.
In case
Any
we have
configured input metadata or additional
input
metadata can
metadata,
be
it will
viewed
show up
directly
here.
within the
In case you
task interface
configure
as
any
well under
metadata
Input
also, we
and
have option
Output
to
field area.
display
You see the
samples.
metadata here. You'll also have
So we have
access
the
to
undo redo
undo and
option. So we
redo
can say
actions,
will undo my
allowing you to
delete
quickly revert or restore changes.
redo my delete.
Finally, use the zoom in, zoom out, and
And we
reset
have the
view
zoom in
controls
zoom out
to navigate the
option
map
here.
efficiently throughout the
Reset
annotation
option.
process.
And you can do the same
And that's
with
it.
these
You now
ratios.
know how to create a
So
geotagging
that's all for
project.
this video.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
watching.